Hi, I'm Jake from JacobTubeHD. Welcome back to the movie I want to talk about. The show that can pass off a random movie as a sequel to a film I already reviewed. The anniversary month continues and I am eagerly waiting for its end so I can go on vacation. I'm a tired man and vacations are made for tired people. This month has been fun, but I am waiting for it to end. I got this week, next week, and then I'm done. So let's just get through this. In the 9th episode of this show, I reviewed a road trip film named Tommy Boy after reviewing 2 other road trip films within the first 9 episodes of this show. I really had a theme with the movies I reviewed back in the day. Good times. Now, Tommy Boy doesn't have a sequel, and since Chris Farley passed away, it will never get one. But I found a film that feels like a sequel to Tommy Boy, or at least very similar to Tommy Boy. It has Chris Farley being a bumbling idiot and David Spade being the straight, serious guy. Chris Farley's character is related to an important figure in this universe, and the plot has to do with Chris and David working together and learning to get along with one another. They both sound very similar to one another. Both films are even made by the same studio. These films are like cousins. They both have similar family relations, but not the same parents. I could very much convince a random person off the street that today's film is a sequel to Tommy Boy. Not because I'm a very good liar and do it for fun, but because these movies are very similar. So I'm going to take this time to get to the bottom of this and see if today's film sticks out from Tommy Boy. If this was in the cousin analogy I already mentioned, Tommy Boy would be the more successful cousin, but maybe today's film can get approval from the family and step outside the shadow of its more successful cousin. This is Black Sheep. This film is about Mike Donnelly trying to help his brother Al win the race for Washington State Governor, but Mike turns every opportunity for votes into an embarrassing disaster. Campaign aide Steve Dodd volunteers to babysit Mike and keep him in check, which causes chaos to ensue. Both Chris Farley and David Spade star as the film's dynamic duo. Although this isn't a sequel to Tommy Boy, this film is definitely an act of desperation from Paramount Pictures because of the massive success of Tommy Boy, begging the duo to come back for another buddy comedy. This film is definitely a cousin to Tommy Boy, and it ain't stepping outside of that movie's shadow anytime soon. The chemistry between Chris Farley and David Spade is still on point here. Even when jokes don't land, Chris Farley is such a brilliant performer that he's able to save a lot of this material. Both of them are able to elevate any material put in front of them due to their brilliant chemistry. It's such a shame that they weren't able to do more movies together due to Chris Farley's passing. They play character types that are very similar to what they played in Tommy Boy. Chris plays the well-intentioned idiot that creates the chaos, and David plays the straight man who reacts to the silliness and chaos that Chris Farley creates. A lot of the scenarios here are either trying to replicate what Tommy Boy did or go way crazier than that film. The story of the last film involved Chris Farley's character trying to save his father's business, which is a very relatable story. You're able to see a friendship grow from our 2 leads trying to save this company. It's hard to relate to someone trying to help his brother's campaign since most people aren't related to government officials. Everything just feels forced here to try and replicate the magic that Tommy Boy captured. This film does have its heart though, as you genuinely root for Mike, who just wants to help his brother win the election and seeking the love and approval of his brother. That is what grounds this film in some reality, but I personally feel more connected with Tommy Boy's message of fighting for family. The only significant side character in this film is Al because he adds to the heart of this film as Mike's motivation for what he does, but besides that, none of the side characters really stick out and shine like our 2 leads. It's just Farley and Spade doing what worked in Tommy Boy and amplifying that to an 11. It has its charm, but this film couldn't capture the same magic Tommy Boy was able to due to its grander concept and wilder scenarios. Black Sheep gets a 3 out of 5 birds that take his shit, which causes a rock to fall off a mountain. So, I've reached the end of the first 9 episodes of this show, and I still have to do 1 more week of this anniversary stuff? This is bullshit. I need a vacation. I've been doing a video a week since January and I'm tired. I need a break and I need to be just sitting on a beach chilling, or chilling at a place that's affordable to me. I don't need to keep doing this, especially if I got no material for a fucking anniversary month. I already ran through the films that had sequels or something close to a sequel. You know what? I go to therapy for a reason. Let's look through the rest of those first 9 episodes. Episode 1 was Hocus Pocus 2. I don't see a Hocus Pocus 3 yet. Episode 2 was Bad Trip. I love that film, but I don't think it needs a sequel. Episode 5 was Dogma. The rights to that film are in limbo thanks to a sex offender, so despite how much praying I do for a Dogma 2, I don't think that's happening in my lifetime. Episode 6 was Cocaine Bear, and there's not much sequel potential for a film called Cocaine Bear. That film was somewhat based on a true story, so unless another bear tries cocaine, I don't think that film is getting a sequel anytime soon. There's nothing left for me to do for this anniversary that has already passed. Why am I still here if there's nothing left for me to review? Ooh, an Evil Dead DVD. Huh. I wonder if that's the cool poster inside. Aw, that's nice. The cool poster inside always soothes and calms me down. Oh, I'm not thinking about anything. I know I have to do the Evil Dead sequels next, but I just love admiring this cool poster inside. It's so beautiful.
AOI, Format 1 complete. Please insert Disc 2.